God is my protection. God is my all and all. God is my joy in the time of sorrow. Oh, God is my all and all. God is the joy.
God is the joy
And the strength of my life. He removes
all
every pain.
misery and strife.
Yes, He does.
Promise to keep,
Never leave me.
never turn to leave.
He never fall short of His word.
I've got to fast
Oh,
stay in the narrow
and keep my life clean.
every day.
I wanna go with
I
Him
want to go with
when He comes back.
comes back.
Come too far, and I never
turn.
God is. I want somebody to know that God is. God is. God is. God is. He is my all in all, my all in all, my all in all. God is the joy and the strength of my life. He removes
all pain,
misery.
and strife.
He promised to keep me.
Promise to keep,
Never,
never to leave.
He never ever come short of His word.
Of His word
I've got to
and pray.
stay in. I've got to fast and pray.
And pray.
Stay in the narrow way.
I've got to fast and pray.
Stay in.
Narrow way.
Keep my life
My life
clean.
every day.
I want to go with Him
Want to go with
when He comes back.
He comes
Well, great morning to you. What another amazing day this is. I believe God has earmarked it for irrevocable favor on your life. Great morning to you wherever you are. Listen, don't forget while you're coming in, let us know where you're watching from. It's always a great joy and a great thrill to connect with people literally around the world. Come on in, do me a favor, hit that share button. You already know. That's all I'm asking you to do. That's all I'll ask you to do. Is just hit that share button, one stroke of your finger. I want to just give you a snapshot of what I believe is going to provoke some inspiration into you, and I hope that it really does. And I want to talk about making the most of it. I don't want you to treat that very casually or nonchalantly. But I want you to make the most of it. Make note of Ephesians chapter 5, verses 16 and 17 in the Amplified Version's rendering of that text. It says, making the very most of your time on earth, recognizing and taking advantage of every opportunity and using it with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil. Therefore, do not be foolish. Listen at the Bible. Therefore, do not be foolish and thoughtless, but understand and firmly grasp what the will of the Lord is. Do not waste your time on earth. Take advantage of every opportunity, using it with wisdom and diligence. Let me come out of the gate and say to you that you have 24 hours every single day of your life to secure the life that you want. And even at the dawning of this day, at the inception of this day, the time that we're in now, the question that you have to pose to yourself is, what have you done thus far, tangibly or at least concept-wise today, that will put your life in a better position tomorrow? Psalm 90 and 12 admonishes us. It says, so teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. One of the greatest assets is, without question, time. And as you get older, that starts to embellish. It starts to embellish in your mind that your greatest asset is time. Yet most people do not take full advantage of it. In fact, when we see how most people use it, they're actually abusing it. To be so casual and nonchalant and keep putting off and keep shelving dreams, goals, ideas, ambitions, keep ditching your dream or your dream job opportunities, or building the dream house. We somehow are fumbling the times and the opportunities that we are presented. And most seem to be under the impression that they have a limitless supply of it, time that is. And consequently, they recklessly squander it without remorse. They waste it assuming that they will have more of it tomorrow. And because they are under this erroneous assumption, most feel justified in their very careless and carefree, aimless approach to life. And consequently, you see most people simply meandering through life doing nothing meaningful. Nothing because, and it's not because you're not gifted or talented or special, but simply because you have mastered and have become so incredibly proficient at procrastinating. Procrastinating, I love this definition. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you another opportunity to do in the future what he has graced and gifted you to do right now. A lot of people, I won't even say you, but maybe you. A lot of people struggle with acting upon things that are necessary in a timely manner because they are somehow convinced that the time is not right or ideal to take certain actions or to make certain moves or to start some things. How many times can we tell ourselves, the time is just not right yet, or I'm not ready yet, before it's actually too late to grab the opportunity? Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse number 4. I want you to make note of that. He says, "He who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap." Now, this is what I really want you to grasp and think about. Waiting on the opportune time can cause you to miss the opportunity. Let me rewind that and give you that back in. Waiting on the opportune time for everything to look perfect for you, to feel just right. It looks like everything is perfectly, symmetrically organized for you to be successful and to have a phenomenal outcome. Waiting on the opportune time can actually cause you to miss the opportunity. Please hear me and take this from wisdom. Life can be so fast paced and time often slips by without us barely noticing. That's what happens when you're 30 already and you say, "Oh my God, what happened? I was just 20." That's what happens when you're 50 and say, "Man, it just looked like I had my 30th birthday." And you say, "Wow, I don't know where the time went. The time just flew by." And the tragedy of this is that you were not the developer or the strategist of the flight plan. It just flew by. You were not the developer nor the strategist of the flight plan. You just sort of dozed off, blinked, became disengaged, did not go full throttle in terms of your goals, your ambitions, the things you were seeking out in life. And before you know it, you might have more time behind you than you do in front of you. Franklin Field said something that has always captivated me for years and years and years now, that the great dividing line between success and failure can be expressed in 5 words. Here they are. I did not have time. The great dividing line between success and failure can be expressed in these 5 words. I did not have time. How many times have you said that? I don't have time for this. And if you're honest, when you survey what you actually gave the time to, it was futile. It produced no fruit. It did not contribute to a better future for you. And you keep saying, I don't have time. And so now that you are aware that the clock is ticking, what adjustments should you be making? That's your question to me. Well, now that I know, now that you've sort of startled me and shook my face into this reality, and you're pressing my face into the mirror of this current reality, and the clock is ticking, what adjustments should be made? First of all, you have to be able to identify the critical from the trivial and act accordingly. That's your first assignment. Now that you know the clock is ticking, And I don't know about you, but the older I get, the louder the ticking sounds. Have you noticed that? You know, when I was a little younger, you could bear, you had to tick, tick. I messed around and got 5 years older and it started tick, tick, tick. Got another 3.5 years older and I tick, 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 because it's trying to keep you alert and aware of the fact that you got to make the most of what you got. You got to be able to identify the critical from the trivial and act accordingly. You have to differentiate between what's worth your while from those things that you participate in and you sit back and say, now that was wow. You got to separate those things that are worthwhile from those things that are going to eventually make you sit back and say, now that was wild. I blew that. I squandered all of that time and opportunity, and I am not in prep mode. I believe I'm talking to people today, and I think my urgency to get to you today is to hold you accountable, have you to hold yourself accountable, recognize that the clock is ticking, identify the critical from the trivial, and act accordingly. You got to decide, what do I need to be doing now to maximize this time? Abraham Lincoln said on one occasion, he said, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe. Because I got to make the most of my time. I don't want to, if I only got 6 hours, I don't want to spend it just hitting aimlessly, trying to accomplish something. But he says, I'm going to spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe before I cut it down. Let me ask you a question. What do you plan on doing with the remainder of these 24 hours that's already in progress? Oh, yes, this is a very real question for you today. What are you planning on doing? Wait a minute. Have you not planned anything for it yet? If I got 6 hours, my plan is to sharpen the axe for 4 hours and then use the remaining 2 to cut. What are your plans with the remainder of the time that you have left? What are you doing? What are you strategically planning to do with the next phase of your life? Yes, I can't just spend time meandering, crying over the non-productivity of the previous seasons or the previous chapter. Hopefully you have gleaned the lessons necessary so that you position yourself to give a better go of it again this time. So what are you going to do? John Wooden, one of the most prolific coaches, said, if you don't have time to do it right, when will you have time to do it over? I'm talking to somebody in this room today. If you don't have time to do it right, when are you going to have time to do it over? So number one, we gotta differentiate between the trivial and the critical, and we have to act accordingly. Number two, you have to demonstrate your loyalty to your future by what demands on your time get consideration. Don't feel under any obligation to be available and accessible to anybody who does not, first of all, respect your time, are reciprocal with their time, and are mutually beneficial. I'll give you that again. That's my private stash stuff. I usually don't put that out there, but me and y'all are cool like that. So I'll give you that. You demonstrate your loyalty to your future by what demands on your time get consideration. So don't ever feel obligated to be available, accessible, to overextend yourself, to go out of your way for anybody who, first of all, does not respect your time. You got to have people that call you, say, hey, look, I know you on schedule. You're doing this. I know you got to go. I know you're somewhere else, but let me just borrow 30 seconds. I need to ask you this, right? So you got to have people who respect your time. Number two, you got to have people who are reciprocal with their time, right? Don't come and suck up 4 hours of my time. And then when I need a minute of your time, you treat me as an inconvenience because somehow you deem your life, your goals, whatever you're going after, to be more of a worthy cause than mine are. So you demonstrate your loyalty to your future by what demands on your time get consideration. Just because folk want my time don't mean I'm obligated to give it to them. What if today you treated how you spent your time like you treated how you spend your money? Haven't you ever heard anybody ask you, hey, what's up? Hey, how did you spend your weekend? Oh, I did this, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did this, right? And I think if you looked at time more in the concept of the value of money, because most people see money more valuable than time, when in actuality, it's the inverse of that, the converse of that. My time is more valuable than money, right? Because if you take my money today, I can get some more money tomorrow. I'm smart enough to do that. I'm talented. I'm gifted enough to do that. I'm blessed enough to do that. But if you take my time, I can't get that back. So yeah, I do have attitudes where folk will waste my time, right? I do have a problem with people who even have the audacity to suggest to me that they want to meet with me, and I know it's a meaningless meeting. No substance, nothing consequential. You just want to meet, but my time is too valuable. Number 3, you got to resist the urge to live for nothing particular. If you're going to be, now that you know the clock is ticking, first of all, you have to identify the critical from the trivial and act accordingly. Number 2, you got to demonstrate your loyalty to your future by what demands on your time get consideration. Number 3, you got to resist the urge to live for nothing particular. You should know the specifications of your desire. You should know the specs. You should talk in specifics. You should think in specifics, and you should dream in specifics. Man, I wish somebody was teaching this to me or had taught this to me years ago. You got to resist it. Well, what you doing? No, I'm just going to see it. I'm going to just go with the flow. What if the flow is going straight to the bottom? You got to be careful just nonchalantly handing over the dictates of your life and leaving it up to chance and on a whim. You have to take more authority over the direction and the course of your life. You have to talk in specifics. You must think in specifics, and you have to dream in specifics. You must resist the urge to live for nothing particular. What you want? Nothing particular. Yeah, I'm pretty particular. And stop letting people tell you bougie and you stuck up and because you want what you want, how you want it. That's exactly how I live my life. I want what I want, how I want it, when I want it, as much of it as I want it. I am very particular. I want this a certain way. I want this to be this way because I refuse to live for nothing in particular. Number 4, you got to refuse to live each day of your life reacting to it. Now that you know the clock is ticking, number 4, you got to refuse to live each day of your life simply reacting to it. This is when you allow the course of your day or your life to be dictated by circumstances that are beyond your control or circumstances that are not your own. Hear this very carefully, man. Y'all pulling out some of my good stuff too. All right, here it is. Life is way too short to do something you hate. Life is too short to do something you hate. The regret is going to haunt you forever. Now just leave that there. I'll let that simmer with you. You do what you have to do with that. Life is way too short to do something that you hate. The regret will absolutely haunt you forever. So I must start my day. What do? After I get through, after I pray, After I blow God a kiss, take a shower, wash face, do all that stuff, what must I do? How must the start of my day look? You must start the day, first of all, determined to be intentional. This means you have to have a set of meaningful objectives to complete each day that ensures that you are maximizing your time. The more intentional you are, the closer you are to your ideal state in life. Intend to do something every day that chips away at your goals, your ambitions, and your aspirations. You got to start the day. You got to be determined to be intentional. Number two, this is how I start today. Number two, I've got to be determined to improve. If you go to bed tonight not knowing any more than you did the day before, you should feel like you cheated yourself. That is the truth of the matter. If you go to bed tonight and you don't know, I mean, you've watched this today, so you should know something more today than you did yesterday. But if you go to bed on any particular night not knowing any more than you did the day before, that means you should feel as if you have cheated yourself of what life had to give you, the experience, the expertise, the education, that the circumstance that surrounded you provided for you. So you got to get up every day. You got to start your day. Number one, determined to be intentional. Number two, you have to be determined to improve. You must start your day. Finally, you got to start your day determined to impress yourself. Now, I'll work on that a minute because I'm aware that this concept is in direct contradiction to your usual objective of conjuring up ways to impress everybody else. But there is something really emotionally healthy when you see yourself in high enough regard to consider you worthy of being impressed. You have to get up every day and prove to yourself you have the discipline, the drive, and desire to make a reality the things you are believing for. Because often there will be no one to challenge you, to push you harder, or to go further or surpass your level of greatness than you. And so you had better determine, I'm getting up this day. I mean, it's the day the Lord has made. He's given me the activity of my limbs, soundness of mind, clearness of vision. And so I'm going to get up. I'm going to be determined to be intentional. I'm going to be determined to improve. And I'm going to be determined to impress myself. I like you, but I ain't going to spend all my life trying to impress you when I got all this I could be impressing. Impress yourself. That's my word for you today. I want you to make the most of it. I don't care. I don't care what the circumstances looking like now. You by the grace of God, you still got time on the clock, and you should be very diligent and very intentional about how you are using it. Let me pray with you today. Father, I thank you for every person that has heard this word this day, every individual. My objective from my instruction from you is today they should be thinking absolutely about the next move, the next step, the next stage, the next sequence, the next seasons of their lives. Teach us to number our days so that we can apply our heart to wisdom. So, Father, I speak over the life of every person on this day. I want them to capitalize on what you have predetermined to be a reality for them in their life. The clock is ticking. If you hear nothing else that I told you, by the time you go through your day today, I want you to hear the loudness of the tick. Don't you let the clock tick out before you have done everything you were supposed to do on this planet. The Father, give them the strength, the wisdom, the insight, and the supernatural instruction they need to carry out and to carry through on those things you have spoken to them. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen. You ought to praise the Lord wherever you are on this day. I hope you can sense the glory of the Lord already. Listen, let's get ready to put some seed in the ground. This ground is sacred. This ground is harvest producing. This seed is going to be a seed that sustains your life, your children's life, your family's life. I believe it. I know it. I've preached it all of my life. You can't beat God's giving no matter how hard you try. You just cannot do it. God will never let you beat him giving. The moment he lets you or I beat him giving, he ceases to be God, and he'll never cease to be God. But the more you give, the more God will give back to you. That I know for sure. I told them on yesterday in church, I don't make a life by what I get. I make a living by what I give. The more I give, the more doors God. Oh, see, you get mature now. You stop looking just for some cash to come back. And that's nice. That's going to come back. But nothing replaces the opportunities, the experiences, the exposure, the rooms God allows you to be in, the invitation list God allows you to be situated on. Because when you give, you are creating a significant future for your life. So I want you to give, and maybe you are a tither of this ministry. You consider this ministry your church home, or your station for spiritual nourishment. I want you to take advantage of this opportunity to be a giver and to sow seed into the ground today. The giving means are on the screen for you. I want you to find one that's most convenient, and I want you to give. You can give, of course, via PayPal, newhomeministries.org. You can text to give and release your seed into the ground. I'm telling you, God's getting ready to bless you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. How many want a running over kind of blessing? Kind of blessing that it's hard to contain, that God will absolutely give you, and that God will absolutely bless you with it. Or maybe you want to mail your seed in. You can send it to 1605 Robert C. Blake Senior Drive, right here in the beautiful city of New Orleans. Get you a stamp, a money order, cashier's check, or check, and send it in to us today. We're going to pray over it and pronounce the promises of God over it, and you are going to experience a supernatural harvest of the Lord. All right. God is a great God. We are excited about your future today. I am so very, very excited about your future today. It's not too early to make your weekend worship plans as well. You know how I say it all the time. Find you a new home anywhere and get there. Uptown, make sure you're there. As a matter of fact, Uptown, of course, this Sunday, 8 a.m. service and 10:30 service. So you have those options. You can either go to 8 o'clock or 10:30, or you can go to both of them. This Sunday, do that. 9 a.m. East New Orleans. You can join us at 9 a.m. Of course, Hammond, Louisiana, our Hammond campus at 10:30. Our Baton Rouge campus at 8 a.m. Our Houston, Texas campus, H-Town, at 11 a.m. Our Jackson, Mississippi campus at 1:30. Of course, you can go to the website or anything on social media that says New Home, and you can get all of that information there. Don't forget, listen, if you're not following me on my social media platforms, what's up with that? Just go to Henry Bolden everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of those amazing things, and connect with me. Well, I want you to go out there and win today. In the words of our bishop, you already know what I have to say to you. Go get it. Go get it, child of God, because it is absolutely, positively yours, my friend. I'll see you next time. Blessings and favor.